Fuck you, Cynthia. Fuck you. Fucking cunt. I hate that bitch. Fuck you, Cynthia. You ain't changed a bit, Cynthia. This ain't your place. Fuck you, Cynthia. Piece of shit. And Cynthia, you want to know why I really got no love for you?
I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I'm not going anywhere. So talk your shit, you shitholes.
The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of this show are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, this is not serious. This is not real. I am an untrained professional content creator who is freestyling this show. I do not encourage you to try this at home alone. Enjoy the show.
What up, guys? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can I get a mic check? Do I sound good? Am I on mute? This is a live meant for Tommy. I'm trying to speak to Tommy. I'm not sure if Tommy's going to want to come up and chit chat with me. I'm not sure, but Tommy, attention, Tommy. I am looking for you, Tommy. There's a situation occurring, and I would like to speak to Tommy about it. Tommy was in the chat. He said, number one, this is not right after my stream. Number two, I cannot mediate on another person's channel. I will comment. I'm trying to drink this hard cranberry with these McDonald's. I'm not trying to play a fucking game. Well, Tommy, I'm not playing a fucking game with you either. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. And if you want to come up, I would appreciate that. If you want to chit chat from the chat, that will work too. But I'm not going to sit here all night waiting for you. I need to speak to you, and I'm coming to you respectfully. Either you're going to step up or not. Either you're going to be on board or get left behind. Number two, I can panel pod optics. I don't even know what that means, but if you come up, will you please explain that? I'm going to start so you can come back to that. DJM says, I am folding laundry and listening to your shows. You know what, guys? I don't know if y'all know who DJM is, but don't pay attention to her. Don't pay attention. She doesn't have a stream. I mean, she has a page, and she's not going to go live, however, on Friday nights. She's not going to go live Friday nights, but she's not going to do the lives on Friday nights. So don't tune in, whatever you do. My disclaimer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rachel says, you know what? This sounds loud and clear. I added the you know what part. All right, so where's Tommy? DJM, because you seem to be the one that has the closest connection with Tommy. Do you think you could ask him to come over so I could have a conversation with him? I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes. If not, I'm just going to go forward with my plan without Tommy, and he'll be left behind. I have a situation that's been occurring with a gentleman that we all know and despise, who we all think is a piece of crap, by the name of Tarek. And there's been some accusations placed on a homie of mine. And there's going to be a conversation that's going to be discussed about the accusations that are being placed on my homie. And my homie's name is Big Lack. So I'm asking that Tommy can come up and moderate this conversation. At first, I suggested Hank. I don't understand. Actually, I don't even understand why I need a moderator, to be honest with you. Like, I don't need a moderator. Rachel, that's some of the smartest things you've ever said. Tarek is full of crap. Absolutely. So, Tommy, I'm glad you're here because there's something I wanted to show you, and I was waiting for you to get here to premiere it. I would really like it if you would join me on the panel so we could review this video together. that would be much appreciated, and then we can take it from there. Does that sound like something you might be interested in? You need a kick in the ass or a t-shirt that says one cock at a time. Well, great, Tommy. You can come up and give me more suggestions if you would like. I'm going to go ahead and place I'm going to go ahead and place the StreamYard link in the chat for anybody that wants to come up by the name of Tommy, Illuma Tommy, who goes by the name Station 33. If anybody wants to come up, that link is there pinned for them. I really just kind of want you, Tommy. No, I'm not literally going to make you wait. I'm waiting for you to come up. So please, like, come on, Tommy. You were just saying you want new blood, new opportunities, new people. I'm trying to give us an opportunity to get that. And you make DJ M look sharp. Well, she is sharp. It wouldn't be that hard to make her look sharp, Tommy. But you know who what makes me look dull is you, Tommy. You should come up to this stage and sit next to me and make me look dull, and maybe it's me that makes you look sharp. But please come on up so we can get this party started. Oh, hello, Tommy. Good to see you.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, God. Go away, you little peep squeak. Oh, my gosh. Tommy, you going to let King Stephen do that? All right. Well, whatevs. So, since Tommy's in the chat, I'll just play this video. You got to cam up now. No, I'm not putting you back. It's not Tommy. You're not Tom. Oh. All right. All right. Can I get a mic check?
I know I do a mean Daisy, but I done got you with that King Stephen. I done got you with
Oh my gosh, that was you. You did do that. You did get me. Oh, I just don't even like him. All right, so listen, this is the situation. It's an 18-minute video. You let me know if you want me to fast forward it or if you want me to put it on speed. This is going to break everything down, okay?
Probably my nervous breakdown.
Wait.
Muted, Tarak, you're muted.
Is a friend she defended on her own channel called Big Lack that was friends with O'Shea, Brian O'Shea, that we know from Paul, from like 25 years ago. And this person right here was involved in a crime 25, 30 years ago and was a snitch, to my knowledge, from the report I read from his report. Went to jail, snitched to get out, and became a loser, rapper, wannabe bitch, gangster wannabe, Big Lack. Look at this man's picture, please, people. This person right here, if you go to his channel, don't...
Do you remember Big Lack, Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know that him and I both are in Dallas, okay?
Sub.
Sure.
He's ghetto as fuck. Just look at his videos, and you'll see what kind of people Miss Cynthia, the fake Christian, attaches herself with. Look at the screen, y'all. Does this person look...
What? Take a guess. What is it?
Niggers.
No, bro.
I just did a video where there's a high chance I could be the one white guy that rolls with Big Lack's crew.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. He's done made this whole video calling Lack a snitch, saying that Lack has actually been in prison. He has the court records to prove it. He is even claiming he has pictures of Big Lack and Brian O'Shea, and he wants to expose them. Now, I know.
I can believe a black man does prison time. I don't believe anyone is friends with Brian O'Shea.
For sure. But that's not my homie. This incident took place in Chicago. My homie's never been to Chicago. Tarek's just made up this whole entire story. But my issue is he's running around here calling this man, putting a snitch on him. I mean, he really goes, I've got the records. He even really doubles down in this video. And I've already sent this video to Big Lack.
Does he show the records?
No, that's what he wants to do. He wants to come up on stage and show the record, which we want you to come up on stage and show the record, because there's absolutely no way that this gentleman, Big Lack from Dallas, Texas, is in that. But he like, I want you to hear how hard he doubles down on it.
But for future reference, Shrek should have just put that in this video. Put the records in the video.
He's a piece of shit. He's just like other little low-life losers. Well,
the reason I can mediate so efficiently is I see most of you as that.
Okay, well, great. And
is Shrek talking about that Brian O'Shea took the stand about some dudes that actually straight up murdered a dude that Special K?
Yes.
He's saying Big Lack was in on that?
Yes.
All right.
But I want you to hear how much, like, as a man of the streets, as a man, I want you to hear how much he doubles down on it, though.
Okay. And I go by Lumitami. You don't call Ted Turner Broadcasting Station. You call him Ted Turner. I'm Lumitami, CEO of Lumicorp.
Lumitami. Thank you, Lumitami, for correcting me.
Like a Christian to you? Because I know real Christians, they don't look like this. They don't have bitches in the back with their shit hanging with a gold tooth with their mouth like this. Hold on, let me see if I can do it.
Oh, he just blessed, correct? Just blessed.
Hold
on. What'd you say?
He was talking about the gold chain hang, and I said he's just blessed, Tarek. He blessed.
Oh yeah, you did. I like that.
And if you want to see what a real receipt is, when I go on StreamYard and I show you the real receipts of Mrs. Fake Christian Cynthia, Fat Cynthia, whatever one you want to call her, the real receipts about her homie Big Lack that I showed earlier, this guy right here, hold on. Let's switch the picture so who Big Lack is. Those are Cynthia's friends, people. This is her real homie. I'm not joking. She put him on her channel and backed him up against Brian O'Shea. This is Big Lack. I'll bring you the whole report when Big Lack, Brian O'Shea, went to jail. I got the whole report from public records. You'll see what a public record is, Snafu. The Christian says she is. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt as a Christian. And she's promoting these people on her own channel and her homies I showed you earlier that she defended against O'Shea. Hold on. Big Lack, you can go on his channel and see what he promotes. Most of his songs will be about pussy, money, and fuck that nigga, fuck that motherfucker, you motherfucker this, you suck my dick motherfucker, nigga. That's what they fucking sing about in all his shit.
What'd you say? That's what I'm saying. He's really being disrespectful out here, right?
Yeah, and I got bars. Trek out here spitting bars.
He's been doing this for almost 7 months now. Almost 7 months, and I've been letting it slide. But then
do you have either this Dallas nigga or this Sand nigga scheduled to be here?
Yes.
And where are they? Do you see them? Do you see them right now, Cynthia?
No, he's not here right now. It's already understood it's going to be after Wednesday. We have things.
What? I don't want to see if you want me to judge Judy and Executioner this stuff, I don't want to get any forward. I want to delve into
I'm trying to give you the backstory. I'm giving you the backstory.
I just said I don't want any of it. I do it in the now, man. It helps with the thing I do.
Okay, well, now that you know.
But are you saying that Big Lack is just totally not connected in any way to the Brian O'Shea thing?
That is exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I've been saying.
I would just start out with I'd want to see Trek shit, and if Trek can't show it, then it's foul, call off because of the weather. I don't know. It's not on. It's off.
In my opinion, I don't even need the piece of shit to be up here. I've already got everything I need from him to make the content.
if Tarek could show up tonight and go ahead and show these receipts, that would give reason to.
He's a coward. You know
Wendy.
he's not. You know he's not doing that. I think I have him.
For me?
I think I have him.
For me?
I think I have him blocked in StreamYard, so he can't even come up. I'd have to unblock him for the show. But here's my thinking. I have a strategic marketing plan established that needs time to roll out, which is why it's taking place later in the week.
I feel like you're already putting too much weight on this thing.
I understand, but I'm also utilizing this moment of opportunity to make an introduction into other places. You never get a second chance. You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Yeah, somebody's got to chase the money, whatever.
Anyway, what'd you say?
Moving on.
Okay. So then I've already got every accusation. I already have everything I need from him. I don't need anything else from him. As far as I'm concerned, I can come up here and talk to Big Lack.
You got paperwork? If he claims he has paperwork, he can show the paperwork.
But here's the thing. He's got to come up here. He wants Big Lack to go to his page. That ain't happening, Captain. Big Lack ain't going to his page. What? Big Lack said that he actually loses brain cells watching Tarek. He's definitely not going to his panel, especially when he has his own audience watching. Do you think is that the panel we want our community introduction to be on? Think about that, Tommy.
There's the restream. I don't do the restream while I'm on a panel, but they could do that. It makes sense.
Right, but think about it. Is Tarek who you want being the introduction into this community to another group of people? Tarek, this panel?
Well, there's room for everybody because they're all garbage and none of them represent me.
Okay. Well,
but really, I question this because if Brian O'Shea tries to come up on my panel to back his daddy, if I just ask him about that court case, he shuts down and finds an excuse to leave. So I don't know what Tarek's got. I'd be surprised if it's a thing. If it is a thing, it would have to be spicy. It'd have to be juicy.
So he did show some court records one time, and it had a name Big, and I forgot the second name, but it wasn't Big Lack. It didn't even have a real name. It just had a street name, but it wasn't Big Lack. He just associated with his feeble mind. Big was Big Lack. He made it up. He made it up out of thin air.
If we could work that out tonight, we could save everybody their Talcottian bullshit time.
Well, then you need Tarek to be here, and Tarek's he's also blocked. I have him blocked in the chat. Huh?
Just hit him up, unblock him in the panel, unblock him for the panel link. If he's watching, you can hit the link.
I can't. You think he's watching?
He's probably he hates you.
He's probably eating. You know that's what he does.
I'm eating.
So, but he's smacking. Do we want to deal with this smacking? All right.
You can't convince him to put on this panel versus
all right. You're right. You have a point. Let me finish playing this some more while I go do all that.
Money,
can't wait.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga, all that nigga shit. Not only he sings about that, don't judge me. What he does also, he has live streams. Please go, if you have time, go on his live stream and see how he talks to women and what they talk about. Holy fuck, it's ghetto. It's fucking ghetto fabulous, don't judge me. I'm giving her right now the benefit of the doubt and just calling her ghetto. She is ghetto fabulous.
This dude is obsessed with me.
Don't judge me everywhere.
This is her best friend. This motherfucker, don't judge me, right here. His name is Big Lack. This is the same person that was best friends with Brian O'Shea. You know who Brian O'Shea is? Don't judge me. They both were involved in a crime 30 years ago.
See?
2 girls, 18 or 17, were killed in the crime because Mr. here was involved in a gang, and to my knowledge, O'Shea was like the driver or some shit. But to make a long story short, they all went to court and to jail. But Big Lack was the biggest snitch out of all of them. I have the public records, and I can't wait until I show them on StreamYard. When I get maybe Tommy or even you, don't judge me, because you have a computer you can share. I can't share because I'm using a cell phone. I will throw you the things. You put them back, and
Okay, so I don't know how to unblock him from StreamYard. How do I do that?
Go to settings and go to guests. It'll give you a block list or a ban list. Like right here in the live StreamYard settings, it'll be there.
Yeah, I'm looking for settings.
Like down on the bottom.
No, I'm on the computer.
Yeah,
settings,
this is the model.
Settings. What did you say? Heck, audio, layout, guest. Oh, it's not. He's not. So okay, I unblocked him from the chat, and I have now. He's not blocked in StreamYard. So if he wants to come up, hello, Fist Eddie Tarek has a heart up for Venus. So what are you thinking? Because he's making some pretty bold claims right now. Can you agree?
I don't know. I mean, apparently this court case was a big deal. Him and Special K went at it on Paul's a long time ago. Like Paul and because apparently Special K was in those circles. Like Brian O'Shea and Special K were in the same shitbag heroin circles in Chicago, and apparently Special K knows a lot about that case, regardless of her.
You can pull it up. It was in the Chicago Tribune.
Yeah, but I mean, Kay and Brian kind of did a big old thing on Paul's back in the day over it. I doubt it's even posted anymore. But I don't know. I think I wouldn't even bother with anything until we just see if Tarek can show them upholsteries.
Alrighty. Well, I feel that. I understand that, but I wanted to use this as an opportunity to show, like, people will come up here and slander your name, and if they make this type of deal, fucking handle that shit, because like, he's making bold claims. I've got receipts. I've got court records. He went to prison for snitching. But you're saying if he doesn't show the receipts, so you're saying if he doesn't show the receipts, not to even worry about. Because
if he can acknowledge
that big lack over, is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm saying if Tarek can come up here, show some paperwork with Big Lack on it, then I'd say go through with the Wednesday thing. But if he can't, I'd call the Wednesday thing off.
Oh, I will see. And then I thought bringing Big Lack over.
You didn't find drama for Wednesday? Oh.
Then I was thinking, yeah, what if Big Lack did an interview and was like, I don't know who this Brian O'Shea guy is. I've never been to Chicago because this happened in the Chicago area.
Okay, if they knew each other so well, then how could Brian have done the low-key blacks panel racist thing for Paul? Because Big Lack would have immediately been like, oh, that's Brian O'Shea. That's my homie from back when we were killing young bitches and shit.
You're so right, Tommy.
I know. All the fucking time. I know.
He said he even claims to have pictures of Brian O'Shea and Big Lack together.
Like an idiocracy.
He claims he has multiple. And I guess they're gonna go get him because I'll tell him to come here. Don't know if he will. He's at OTWs.
It'll benefit him just to get the fuck out of OTWs.
Snaps.
Did you see that day when Jack and OTWs there and they're like, hey, Tommy, I think I might just come over in your panel one day. I was like, no, you won't. Like, unless you need presidential services, no. Paul's your daddy. Yeah, OTW. I think he realized he fucked up out here.
What? What do you mean OTW fucked up out here? How?
Paul's his daddy.
Did you not see the interaction yesterday with him and Paul and Flo and Krispy?
I don't watch any of those people. I'm better than them.
Snaps is up there right now going at it with Hank. Snaps is up there.
Snaps and Hank are two people definitely banned from my backstage and chat unless they need mediation from presidential services.
Well, I had suggest. First of all, I don't even think I need a mediator. But now that you bring in this stuff up,
I
if
think
he
it's
doesn't,
nothing. That's right. Yeah.
if you now that you're saying that if he doesn't show the receipts or anything,
I'd say step one, Tarek has to prove Big Lack involved, and then you start the Big Lack Tarek thing. But it has to show that there's even Big Lack dots or tied together remotely before you even bother getting into it.
obviously BS. Fast Eddie, so true indeed. You're fast, Eddie.
I feel like it needs a and the somethings at the end. Like Fast Eddie and the somethings.
The cruisers, Fast Eddie and the chatters. What you wearing on your head, Illuma Tommy?
Some monster thing.
Scully.
Something I got out of Boogie's camp belongings of his collections and things. I got a bike today. I up traded, like I started with like a sausage biscuit, then up traded it for weed, up traded that for crystal meth, then traded that crystal meth to the Russian guy that I tried to get his Texas. It's the first time I've ever seen him since I tried to get his cab job back. Traded that crystal meth to him for a bike.
Nice, Tommy. The American barter system. American
And
day
I
barter system.
only traded the weed for meth once I knew that's what he wanted for the bike, or I wouldn't have been out like up trading it. But I made those connections. I connected those dots, tied it all together. So that's
You
probably how my ankle is going to heal the best, is now that I can like pedal instead of walk.
Okay.
It's got wobbly wheel though, a little bit of wobble. I'll work on it. It's beach. Well, it's like it's both ours, but we'll keep it at my house. The beach cruiser. I'll let you borrow it later.
Nice. So,
if you got nothing, we should turn this into like a open drama panel or something, because
well, I had more.
it's not your fault. We've wasted all our time.
No, I didn't waste your time. I came on here with the mission, but you kind of halted my mission and switched up the plan. And
no,
now
she said Trek's definitely OTW, right?
What'd you say?
She said Trek's definitely right now over at OTW, right?
Yes.
Get him the fuck over here. Send a birdie after him.
Rachel
Send a birdie with the presidential seal. Send a birdie with the Panelverse presidential seal to retrieve Trek.
Rachel already went over there.
Okay, we'll see how long it takes him.
I have him blocked, so I don't even know if anybody told him or anything. He's a piece.
We don't need Black. We don't need Big Black until we see any kind of receipts that question his involvement. Because you're right. If he's never been there, if he's never been to Chicago, he's always stayed in Dallas, stayed in his lane.
Yes.
Then yeah. I mean, if I had a nickel for every nigga with Big or Lil for the name, I wouldn't be playing the stocks. I wouldn't be playing the crypto. I'd already be set.
Absolutely.
Like
whoa.
for every Big.
Did you see what
Uncle Fatty? Uncle Fatty's Talcottian garbage.
All right. So who else has drama? So who do you have drama with right now? Who's your arch enemy? Obviously, it's Flow State. That has been a lot of people have been talking about that. A lot of people have been first and foremost, Tarek and Venus are running around telling people that was a fake gun, that wasn't real, and you're just playing a bit up here, and we're done for believing it.
One right now. Like as you said that, I should just bust one right now.
Okay. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing on the streets of YouTube. No, that's what Tarek and Venus, that's what they're saying. So do you want to address that?
For the adults, that was my finishing of Flow State, because he was avoiding the whole cab driver thing where he's like, he's trying to scam you, saying $200 because, like, Flow State, do you understand the old cab meter system where, like, you could get a ride and then whenever they're waiting to pay, like, you just run? Like, that shit happens, and the cabbie is left with that bag. So I got to clear that with him, and even though he doesn't understand the dichotomy of saying, let us love you, let us be your friend, but no, you can't raise money for your dog here as I still take money to kick you off here. He doesn't get it. He's a fucking sociopath. But now that I got all that off on him and he had to hear it, I'm done with him. Like, that's all I needed. I'm done with him. So it's done. $330 because you will be judged as you judge. $330 if Flow State ever wants back on my panel again. And I don't expect him to pay, but because he plays that game, 33, Station 33, $330. Because he's making all this money off talking shit, but he only throws me a $5 cash app to say, come on my panel, we're reviewing you. And it's like he says, you have no, entitlement to make money off my streams, or you're throwing money at me to try and get me over there because you a bitch. You content hunter. Yeah, I've always seen his game.
A lot of people give him a hard time for that. A lot of people.
He should get a hard time. He's big. Ever since I saw he got close to Speakeasy and then skis on Speakeasy, ever since I was like, I get your game. And I've watched him do it time after time, different YouTubers.
But if he's on YouTube and this is a hustle and the hustle is to make money, that's no different than standing on the street corner. Nobody's standing on the street corner giving the product away. They're up there hustling.
No, I don't care if he makes money, and I would put it more on those dumbasses that are donoing money just because he's probably saying, hey, let's beat this. Let's get to the top of these ranks because you gave me money. My thing is he doesn't get it. Like, he's accepting money to rag on and suppress me and get me kicked off of his panel, and that he can accept that money. And I'm the one asking, hey, will you help me with my dog's fund drive? And he's like, no, fuck you. But then Krispy didn't ask, didn't say she needed any help. They were like, let's surprise her with help. And she ran off with it. And I'm like, she has that right because they were stupid for not verifying. Like he claimed I wouldn't verify the cab dude. He got caught up. He didn't verify Krispy. Gave her money for free. Acts like it's on her.
You make a valid point there. I think I had a question in there, though. No, I had a question in there, though.
Okay.
Oh, I lost it, though. But
like that night, Flow State thought he
I know what it was. I know what it was.
I'm like, Flow State, I said I was doing a tight lip stream. I'm never bound to anything. It wasn't like some official ranked state silence competition. It's like, no, I got you trapped. Because the first time I did a quiet stream, or the second time I did a quiet stream, I always wanted Toki, the racist puppet, to come up on my panel. He came up when I was on quiet. I was like, man, I can't be quiet. I finally got Toki. I can't be quiet. Then when Flo came up, it's like, oh, I'm being quiet, and it lured one of my enemies that would hide and not come up and get this reckoning. So he came up thinking he was safe because I was being quiet. And once he started going in on Goblin, I was like, no, I'm going to snap it on him right now.
Okay. I remember the question I wanted to ask. A lot of people are like, how could that money have helped you save your dog?
I needed more stuff for him to have done to him, more tests, more medicines and stuff, more medication. And I mean, ultimately, God decides when we die. But let's say no extra money could have helped. Flow State still showed me that all his "let us love you," "Tom's my best friend," "let us be your friend" is all fake sociopath bullshit.
That goes to what Tarek is always talking about. We just play characters on here. We're just a character. We're just having fun. You shouldn't.
People call us characters. I'm out here like, yeah, well, I'll get loud. I'll get spurgy for entertainment, but I'm me. Like, I'm still me. Like Random Fan and Benton and whoever I've met up with, Rose, they can sit here and say, for the most part, this is me.
I absolutely agree, but a lot of people, like, that's a lot of gaslighting that these people do. They say that Tarek says Tommy is acting just like he was acting with the gun situation. People claim to be characters. I'm just playing a character. You should have fun. And
that's their out. Like TBE and other people, whenever they realize saying they're playing a character is a spin-off of the old school, oh, hey, remember when I was fucking up? I meant to do that, bro. I meant to do it when I was like the bit non-bit. Oh, I fucked up. I meant to do that. It was bit. Get it? Yeah.
It's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. And it's of the... I'm sorry, what?
or avoiding accountability. Because sometimes, like people try and say that the dick girls and the not wanting to be typecast as straight, then people try and say, oh no, that's the real Tom. Tom's really talking that real shit when he's talking that faggot stuff. So you see how they're just gaslighting, agent of chaos. They're just adding confusion. And it's obvious, like, JG's still mad about that Blair White stream. I'm like, JG, even though you were kind of the heel there, it was fucking perfect because it was real and it was authentic. That I thought you knew who the fuck Blair White was. And then Sign was like bouncing back and forth. I'm like, are these guys going to make me work for this bid? Or are they going to roll with it? And we were in a constant rotation of it. It was one of those nights, one of those platinum nights you can't plan. But JG's still mad. JG out here still mad, thinking that makes him gay. That he didn't know Blair White was a dude and he was saying how hot she was and shit. I'd fuck her before I'd fuck Rex. That's not acting as a character. I would fuck Blair White and give her a reach around, stroke her big dick off before I'd even touch Bex. Real talk. No homo.
What's your issue with Bex?
She's a stupid bitch. She's one of the motherfuckers that was running around here saying I murdered my dog, and even before that, she
a lot of people have issues with that. A lot of people think that you did that to make yourself the victim.
No, I did that as a mercy killing because I was tired of watching him be eaten away by cancer for 6 months. Or in 5-6 months, he was drastically eating away. And then there's a lot of details to that night and that story that when I left my house with him, I didn't know that was it. And by the time that night happened, I was bargaining with God, like just take him, just save us the trouble. I don't have to worry about cops. Like, you see what's happening to him? Just take him out of his body, and I won't tell anybody. It won't be a miracle, won't be anything. Just take him. And overall, ultimately, it did kind of go down like that. But I'm not going to tell the story again. But yeah, all these people can talk that shit. They don't talk it on my panel.
No, they sure don't. They definitely talk it because they also feel like there seems to be a different type of energy that men have when they're on panels together. There seems to be I want to just, for lack of a clever way to say it, dick measuring contest. But for some reason, when there's feminine energy around, and not Tarek's type of feminine energy, but women energy, it seems to be a different dialogue. For example, what we're having here tonight.
Of course it's different, but there is a measurement to men, and it's what women like also acknowledge and get off on. It's not irrelevant. Like, Slow State is slowly realizing that no matter what he thinks in his head, he's not going to be superior to me. And I'm going to, unless he has mod god powers, I'm going to Big Daddy correct him every time because I've got those receipts. A couple times in Vegas. Then last night, even though he ran, he was very much looking the fool with all his tactics. I know, Margo. I know.
I don't know. A lot of people, again, they give, but I understand your position of the Krispy and everything versus you wanting.
And I didn't like Krispy got on my fucking nerves, and I still acknowledge she didn't ask Flow State or Tomato for help. They wanted to probably virtue signal the surprise help, and it's like, that's what you get. I don't even think she ever went to the hospital. Who cares, you know? And that just goes on Flow State's credibility that I went to Paul. Like, Paul, you're my enemy. Make it alone. I'll pay you back. Please help me, sir. And all he did was fan $100 bills in my camera, and his camera go, ha, I ain't got to give you shit. I was like, well, I did offer you that room when you were, like, basically homeless. And just because you didn't take it doesn't mean I didn't offer it as your enemy. All these people are getting their chances to show their big boys or little boys, and I find most of them are little boys.
Hold one second.
I want to know what Jack thinks about. For the longest time, I didn't respect London Man because London Man was like Jack's biggest fan and got so much value out of Jack Tocod whenever he talks. London Man was over there just burning Jack a show or two ago, maybe his last show.
Hang on one second.
I haven't got an attitude with anybody except you, Steven. Distance yourself. You cross this line, we're gonna have a problem.
Fuck your line.
Fuck you. Damn, dude. I knew from the fucking very first fucking minute I met you, you were gonna be a fucking problem.
Shout out to
you. I know. I feel that scene, man. I've been that on job sites, man. Sometimes, damn.
That's for you, Stephen. And I almost deleted that yesterday. I almost deleted that because I said that's my new bestie. But last night you took shots at me. You took shots at me, Stephen. So I had to. I'm glad I kept it there.
Good, Stephen. Good.
That is for you, Stephen. Dang it, Stephen. You made me see this is why we're not best friends.
That's another way Rose was fucking up with me with this this lack of awareness of the community. I said something was going on. I referenced like Ezra or something. And she's like, is gay Steven gonna be there? And I was like, gay Steven? Like his name is Stephen David, Stephen David. Who says gay Steven?
No.
It's like Shell.
Dang it, we were talking about the flow state. Oh, a lot of people give flow state crap. You said something about him making money and doing it for drama harvesting and content. But at the end of the day, he's putting a roof over his family's head. He's putting food on their table.
Listen. That's fine. But long ago, I told him, flow state, I see your YouTube games you're playing. I don't I know that's an option. It's a thing. Kindly leave me the fuck out of it. And he never has. So now I think he's realizing. Now I think he's realizing, even with enemies and friends, the circle is you must do a currency of interaction, and it's too late. Like, I'm done with him. I'm fucking done with. I don't care if I kill my channel. I'm not worried about the numbers for the most part. I'm done with some of these people. I'm done with Jack. I'm done with Flow State. And there's a list of people that it's like, I'm waiting for the next time they come see me, and I want to see what they bring, and that'll determine whether we keep going or not.
Why is it there's certain things about people that can just trigger you, whereas other people, it's not that much?
Because I have my code and my honor and my dignity, and Flow State is realizing that he's always denied honor and the able words. But now if he says he wins, well, no, you can only win if you acknowledge those rules. Like, those rules are the basis of winning. So if you're not going to acknowledge honor and accountability and integrity and shit, I don't know what he thinks is winning.
It's a hustle. He's here to make money. He's not here to win humanitarian of the year. He's here to put food on the table.
Danny shouldn't have said, Tom, let us love you. Tom's my best friend. Tom, let us be your friend. Don't you get it, Cynthia? Oh,
I
wait,
get it, but you know, it's like these, like, bro, that's exactly how I feel.
You were part of that cesspool narcissist pecking order that was forming over there.
I know. I understand. I understand how you feel.
Okay.
But I'm slowly realizing everybody's really just playing a character. Real is rare. They say that.
I'm not playing a character. That's why I keep telling you.
I'm not saying
TML, like TML, come to my panel, bring your receipts, I'll give you a fair shake. Like Paul Enslaved. All my fucking enemies. I ain't out here playing a fucking game. I'm shooting everybody straight, and I'm still the most meth, pedo, false accusation because they fear this truth. I hate to rip off all the Paul shit, but I actually live it. So what makes it so hard is narcissists and sociopaths, they'll beat you to the punch with your claims. And then when you come second and try and claim it, they know everybody's gonna like give you the hook eye, like, oh, you're just saying that. It's like, no, I'm actually doing it. I'm living it. I'll go trial by fire. I mean, if he's making money, that's fine. Like I told him, leave me the fuck out of it.
But for the content, like I've always said this, there are those that have the creative force within them, and there are those that do not. And those that do not will lie, will connive, will deceive those that have it to take it from them.
No, that's narcs. They have no creative ability. So that's why you see, I go to Vegas, and then what's Paul talking about while he's checking the porta potties? I think I'm going to go to Vegas, try this Baccarat. Like, I was already sitting in Vegas, racking up Game of Thrones shit, and walking the streets and doing the things. And then Flow State ripped off Speakeasy's Verbal Combat. You had your trigger word stream I was on. The next day, Flow State's doing the N-word stream. Like, he is just a grifter sociopath, fucking back of the gym smoker, fake ass, cracker ass, punk ass. Yeah, I'm done with him. I'm over it. And I'll still make content on him because I got a hard drive full of bullshit. But I'm over Jack's wasting my time. I'm over Flow State's flip-flopping, backstabbing bullshit. And even if it takes me a while to think up new content between content, I don't care. That is what it is. I was, a couple months ago, I was just going to go full on everything memberships, and I didn't. But
is this part of the game of when we step up here and when we are up here and we are the host of the show? Is it part of the game? We all kind of loop and circle around each other. It's unfortunate the way it's played by some, not all. But isn't it to be expected?
No, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, there's the part of the game of the power and responsibility of a host, and then there's the position of panel walkers. There's the lack of accountability or responsibility on the all-time chat that are just free to be garbage, but the hosts have to remember that's why you don't have to give them anything. Like that Crucible uses people. They've spammed that donate to Tommy for meth thing for a week. It's like you don't have to give them any credibility. You can just mute them and not care that they cry. And this Stephen Davis, this is what I was telling Here I Am after my show. She's like blowing up my comments afterward. She's another one like Rose, like, oh, she's condescending, talking down on the panelverse, like you're wasting your time and energy to even partake of these people. I'm like, we're all real people. These are real people out here. And it's like, okay, Here I Am. Thanks for showing up to remind us you're better. Like, you're so much better to say we're all garbage panelverse people as you show up and spurg in the chat of these lower forms that you can't escape. Same with Rose. It's like Rose says the panelverse is irrelevant and sophomoric, and Crow Show is so above it, but she can't get enough of it. King Stephen, he's not part of this community, even though he's on like every panel, watching everything, partaking in everything. Not part of the community though.
Absolutely, there is an addiction. In the Bible, it talks about.
It's just people being social over a digital portal realm, but we're just doing the
no, this
town
isn't social.
Huh?
This isn't social because when I'm out socially, I'm not getting into arguments. I'm not getting into fights. I'm not looking to have confrontation.
Because you're being fake. You're being fake, kissing ass. I get in arguments, shit, and bars and stuff. If you're
well, I don't. I mean, in the people I hang out. I'm not going to go walk over to my best friend's house who I get in a fist fight with every day. I mean, I'm not going to keep people like that around me. So there's some behavior on here. There's behavior on here that I personally don't keep in my lifestyle.
I know your behavior. I know.
No, it's not even that. It's just that I'm not going to just walk around and have chaos around. I protect my peace.
Were that for me for literally over a year. So I don't want to hear that shit, Cynthia.
What'd you say?
You were my chaos, or one of many of my chaos for over a year. I don't want to hear that shit. Now you think you're
chasing you around, trying to get you to pay attention to me so we can work together. And you on the HR bit is not bringing chaos. It's presenting what I have to offer to the team. And I had
on Jax and Flow States, and if I came up, waited my turn, had business with a motherfucker, your catty ass would just jump in, all entitled.
Oh, Margot's here. Margot, I'm sorry. Margot, have you been back there long? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Don't apologize.
Thank you. Welcome to the stage, Margot. No, Tommy, that was not chaos. That was me with my pick-me behavior because I recognize your creativity and recognize that we could do that whole HR skit would still be fine.
The way you wanted to get in was to make me absolutely disgusted with you. Good play. Good strategy.
Okay, well, maybe it wasn't the best play, but it was a play. I tried something, and obviously it worked because here
I was just going to say that. It worked.
Margot, welcome to the table. We were discussing the whole Tarek situation, but now we've gotten off, and you were actually on that panel when it was dealing with the situation with Tommy and the gun. And I don't think anybody's talked to you about your
There
experience.
is no situation. They're making it a situation. There is no situation.
It was a situation. Margot, how did what was, because I heard the other lady gas, but you seem to be like, girl, this is just Monday in the hood, gunshots and all. What do you think, Margot?
I'm the only person in this city that only fires once. Like, I hear minimum 3-round burst whenever somebody's gonna pop off. That's why nobody came. Nobody cared. Nobody did a thing.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. Go ahead and Margot. We can't hear you. Okay, yeah, now we can.
As we all know, there's consequences to our behavior, and
Mhm.
what could have happened could have been bad, but it was a non-thing, and Tommy would like it recognized as a non-thing. So to me, it's a
No,
non-thing.
I wanted it to be a thing in the exclamation point at the end of my flow state rant. I think it was perfect. And all these people are going to grab onto it like, oh, it's a thing, and now let's grab it and like emphasize it against him. No, nothing came of it. And no matter what the camera angle looked like, I was shooting into the water. And that area has constant shots along with where I used to live, which is a little ways away, but all over Denver they shooting. And
And
one of the
frankly,
homeless guys I talked to today, apparently sometimes people are getting killed.
I'm glad that he is packing heat so I can rest a little bit better at night.
A lot of
If you
claim
need metal detecting, I've got it. Yep.
people claim, Margot, that was a fake gun. That was just a blank, and it was just to show that Tommy does. He's just a character, and this is what he does. Did you think it was fake as it was happening?
No,
I'm not trying to play a fucking game. I don't carry
no, but
around blanks.
I have no way of proving that, right? It comes down
Mhm.
to perception. I perceived it to be a real gun. It's a real gun in my mind. Uh, it already happened. I mean, we can talk it to death. That looks a lot like my gun, actually.
Oh,
Um, we could talk it to death. I mean, do you think it was a real gun, Cynthia?
absolutely. I also heard people saying Tommy's not doing that bad because he wouldn't have a gun if he was, because that what brings the most value. So if he was really doing bad, that would be what he would get rid of.
Like I said, I can't show it live. I'll do a recorded video. I've got rifles in my storage that are worth more than some people's vehicles. I am fine. I don't want it to slow down donos for my content, because that's the catch 22 they got me in. They want me to like, oh, prove that you're all right and you're well off so that people stop donoing. But I also address my audience: don't dono because you think I'm broke. Dono if you like what I'm doing here, or if you want to props me or something, you know? Because I mean, nobody should turn down money. I'm not gonna. Even Elon Musk ain't gonna turn it down if you like throw him donos.
No, for real.
So I mentioned this earlier in when I was on Jack's show or panel or whatever.
So,
You
whatever it
know,
is.
if Tommy wanted to be sitting in a boardroom right now in a suit, he would be.
Hmm.
Yeah,
If if Tommy
quit that
wanted to
shit.
be, if Tommy wanted to be surfing in Southern California right now, he would be. Tommy's doing Tommy.
Oh, I
Um,
agree.
he's
Absolutely.
not spiraling, right? He had a rough night the other night. We all saw
Yeah.
it. We saw the rawness of it. It was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. It was true. It was reality. And most of the time, that's what this panel verse lacks is truth and reality. I mean, 99% of the time, it's probably not truth.
Well, and I recognize that for myself, because most hosts the next morning they would have came out and privatized it, and I was like, no, man, that's the type of thing I want to go back and watch that in 10 years. And like, yeah, man, I remember that night. I was feeling it, you know. So that's why I left it. It's like, yeah, I rarely do I spiral in this panelverse. Last time I broke down like that was when they were like relentlessly following me, saying Davy Crocco hated you, Davy Crocco hated you, and finally I just broke down eventually on TMLs. Because I think me and Davy Crocco would have been good friends. We both liked the substances and the fast ladies, and I didn't know that shit till after he was dead. And a lot of the times he hated me because he didn't know I was talking to CBO or or one of the CBO crew. I was directing my burns at them, and he thought it was him. So sucks that he died before we ever squared that up.
Well, and one luxury of being roofless or being independent is that when we do crash or crash out, we don't have a a, a spouse and a bunch of kids that are relying on us, right?
Mm.
You know, we're not like we're not a congressman that got caught sleeping with a 10-year-old, and now, you know, his kids, family, friends know about it and all that. When we crash out, we dust ourselves off, and we frickin' move forward.
And that's what I've told, like, when I tell other adults that I do this, I'm like, if you have family or dependents, don't do what I'm about to say. But because I was a single guy with a dog and now I'm just a single guy, I can put all of my liquidity and money into investments and then only sell as I need it, so that my max investment is there for when that stuff pops off. And I only liquidated like what I definitely need for bills and food and stuff. And that's one reason I'm doing this. Another reason is because when AMC pops off and this XRP thing that's now passed as a bill as the world reserve currency, when that shit pops off, this is my last chance to get with God and be like, show me that money ain't nothing, my guns aren't nothing, like, you've got me. Like, I can fit a camel through a needle's eye. Show me you'll feed me like the birds of the air. Show me that you're protecting me, that I'm good. And I go out here and I seek discomfort. I seek trouble without starting trouble, if you will. But yeah, I am getting that from like Vegas to California to here. So I'm achieving.
All while looking adorable and wearing cute things on your head.
Margot, I love
Okay,
it.
I do have a question. I have a purpose of being here.
Yes.
I have an observation. You know, Tommy, I do agree that you have worked through the whole Jack thing, right? There's nothing left. It's the rivers run dry in that situation.
Yeah.
But I sense a emotional attachment still to the whole flow state situation, and I kind of want to get to the bottom of that. What still bothers you about that?
I mean, like I said, last night was kind of my closure for it. Flow state, Toilet Bowl Earth, Paul Enslaved, and maybe another person or two that I'm forgetting. It was like my dog's body wasn't cremated yet, and they're just out here going in on me. And that's why I had originally said, oh, now that Camacho's gone, I'm probably going to take a couple weeks off. But then God was like, no, I want you to go right back in there and not only take what you expect from those trolls, but look who else is going to go in on you. And like Special K was with me all through Camacho's cancer. Even there when I was crying at his demise, she's one of the first ones out here saying I murdered him and talking shit. And Bex, a lot of people surprised me who was going to go in on me and talk that Camacho shit.
We really find out who cares about us in death. You know, we really do. It brings out the worst and the best in people.
And my whole bursting onto the scene of this panelverse was getting to be a fly on the wall at my funeral. Whenever I was filming the police raid on my neighbors for Truther Cop, and my battery died, and then before it ever charged, I fell asleep. And the last thing I ever said is, the police want me to stay in my room, and they're in my living room. That's all they heard, and then I never came back. And so I woke up the next morning, everybody's like, is he dead? Is he in jail? And I was like, oh, let's see where this goes. And I stayed gone for like 2 weeks. And everybody knew, oh, Tom, you can't resist the panelverse. So to stay gone for 2 weeks and just watch, they were sure I was dead or in jail. It was crazy. And you see what came of it. It was awesome.
I called the police.
Yeah, you called the Denver police. I took that up against you a number of times. Yeah.
I called the police checking to see if that was a real story. Did that happen? What happened?
That really happened.
Yeah.
Even that night, they were watching the live Denver police Twitter and shit, and that was my block. That was my address. That address was like number 3 or number 5 in the city at the time for police calls for violent crimes and shit.
I must have
Not
been in the
just sitting there
hospital during that time. That must have been when I was out of commission as well, because I don't remember any of that. And I've got connections in Denver, so Cynthia, I would have been on that with you. So
Yeah, because I wanted to know what happened, and he was giving me a hard time, and I was like, "Bro, I'm trying to check up on you." So, and it was also it was interesting to hear you to be so honest about how you felt about the people in your vulnerable moment. And but man, I feel like that's everybody on YouTube. Like you can't really do that.
You mean the meltdown the other night?
I feel like you can't be your authentic self on here because people like that are going to chip away at your soul. They're going to chip away at you and just make you harder. And you need to stay away from people like that. But on this metaverse, is it even possible?
No, in the long game, they ultimately crumble. Like here I am, like Tom unscathed. They've never Toilet Bowl Earth hasn't hurt me. Fallen Slave hasn't hurt me. They've only shown themselves to be who they are because the truth eventually comes out.
May I respond to that as well?
Sure.
Yeah, Tom is honest when he's on a substance or not on a substance. Yeah, like I've always been shooting people straight, and that's what they can't deal with it.
I
It's like,
think
no,
that
it's got to be our narrative. It's got to be our narrative. Like even Toilet Bowl Earth
I'll
was
go and
recently
Tommy's
talking
finished.
shit. Toilet Bowl Earth was recently talking shit on his stream. Like I seen Tommy do meth on his stream. That fucking meth addict. He's done meth on his stream. No, I have the footage of him interviewing me about a bag of coke I found on the street that I showed it on panel, and then for like 2 weeks I just did gummies and little bumps, and it was coke, not meth.
Go ahead, Margo. Go ahead, Margo. Let Margo answer real quick. Hang on 1 second. Go ahead, Margo. Don't let her forget.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. You know, I think when you get to that point when you are going to be that vulnerable, you make the decision to not give a shit what people do or say, right? You cannot give a shit about what people think of you. Now, on the backside of that, people that needed to see that and hear that will appreciate it and take what they needed to see and hear with them and be better for it. Those that condone you, those that make fun of you, those that use it to their advantage to hurt you, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
So if you look at it in a godly way, in a spirit, in a Jesus way, it wasn't fun up there on that cross, right?
Right.
No.
It's not fun to bear our soul like that.
Yeah.
But we can believe, and we are usually right, because I think that's how God works, that those that needed to see and hear what they needed to see and hear heard it, and they're better because of it. I yield.
Yeah, I agree with you. It had been a while since I was looking like some kind of Terminator robot up here because nothing was ever stopping me. Nothing was getting to me. Nothing ever hit home or came back with receipts. And that was one of the rare times I'm like, yeah, let's spill it. Just like when I went to visit Random Fan, when I truly realized that this old Jewish lady has dementia and she's losing it and she's saying she's going to call the cops on me and shit. And Random Fan came and like worked it all out. And he was like, hey, I'm really happy I got to see you like this. It's good that I got to see you in this situation. Because like, Random Fan, what are we going to do? Do I just leave? Do I go to another city? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, am I kicked out? What the fuck? He was like, I really need to see you like this.
I don't know who that is, Stephen David. Cynthia, have you ever had any time with Leslie Tanner? Do y'all know who that is?
Who's Stephen David? I'm not familiar with this.
Well,
he's a
I haven't got an attitude with anybody except you, Stephen. Distance yourself. You cross this line, we're gonna have a problem.
Fuck your line.
Fuck you. Damn, dude. I knew from the fucking very first fucking minute I met you, you were gonna be a fucking problem.
The dude that says "fuck your line" sounds like Goblin.
He's he kind of I saw him last time at Provo's.
Stephen David is in some of my videos. I usually say he was Reaction Kangs because I always use him for when he like busts out laughing. He's like in my first video, the Ninja
Oh yeah, he's at
promo.
your panel. I see him at your panel. I was over at Provo's yesterday, and TBE called me "What up, calories?" Punky has been replaced.
I was there at the beginning, but I got sick of the chat, and I get Provo's style, but sometimes if he doesn't fucking get to it, I'm just like, I gotta go, man. I can't sit through this much spurg waiting for him to get down to the nitty gritty. But it's his thing.
I will definitely go. Is that this is that the page name, Leslie Tanner? I definitely enjoy Provo. I think he's a great content creator. In this game, there are excellent content creators that have 10 views, 4 views, 5 views, and the people that are drama filled, drama harvesting, they have 100, 500. Why is that?
Okay, here's another thing you probably never realized about Flow State. I watched him get in with our circles in these various channels and be here for like 6 to 8 months, maybe a year. And then I realized he's going and finding an entirely different demographic of people and saying, check out these losers over here. What's this guy's deal? What's this guy's deal? Who are this mother? And acting like we're just these weirdo strangers while he's over here like getting in with us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like Cynthia said, he has a goal.
Yeah.
And that's a dollar sign.
And that's fine. Just leave me out of it because I'll show receipts. I'll bite him.
But when we step onto that panel, is that a right that we give up, especially when we're surrounded by sharks hunting? And I mean, you can't have it that way when us ourselves are making content out of others. We can't be mad when other people do it to us.
Well,
no.
Yes and
State
no.
is being nefarious and two-faced.
Remember
like if
that,
you make content of, like I go out and shoot people straight and I make content of shooting people straight, I'm not getting in with people and then going, hey, check out these fucking losers over here as you like read them, learned about them. Like Flow State went around trying to cite my family tree and my family situation to play psychological gaslighting games. And I didn't appreciate that because he wasn't telling it right. And it was all low. Like I'll give Lindsay a little bit where Jack had defended her against Flow State, but Lindsay was a tool of Flow State for a long time in those little psychological bullshit games.
Do you remember, Margot, what you were going to say?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Number one, I agree. Lindsay's an adult. Lindsay was, there are no victims. There's only volunteers. And my second point to that is we all have different standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
If my dog dies and Flow State makes fun of that situation, I'm done. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, when we come up on someone's panel, we agree to be there. We volunteer. We click the button. We went into the chat. We agree to be there. We also have the ability and the right to say bye-bye and walk away.
And also what I'm trying to show people like Hank and Flow State and others is there's equal responsibility to the host, and the panelverse needs to see that. Because when Hank's calling me a mod spook, I'm like, Hank, come on up here and watch me wreck you and never mod you once. And it's like, I used to go up and let Paul mod god me because he's showing that he's a mod god. Yeah, I don't get like Jack today. It's like I'll sit in the backstage, I won't get to finish my point, and Jack doesn't realize he's showing he can't handle it. He's given the power of the mod, and he can't let anybody say their truth because it hurts him too much. It upends his game. So with great power comes great responsibility.
I absolutely agree. Like there's an ability to step off stage, but I'm speaking in the sense of they can review our shows. We could be on another panel and have a spurg out, and people that we don't even know will make content of it. So
no, that's fair game. What I was saying with Flow State is Flow State was presenting like he wanted me to open up and warm up and be friends and let us love you. And then he can't help me with a little fundraiser. And then when he does do a fundraiser, it's to a chick that runs off with it. And he still doesn't understand that whole dynamic. He still just wants to say his one-sided thing. It's how I'm quite sure him and Paul are fruit of the same tree.
Margot, you had been asking about Krispy, and she stepped up on OTWs yesterday. Did you get a chance to see that?
You know, I'm usually around and active in the afternoons right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the evenings, I'm not. So, no, I did not. Uh, you know, I watched, well, and it was quite funny that when that whole thing was going on, I was in the hospital or I just got out. I felt like getting some whiteout out and putting her name on some of my bills and sending them to her because I felt so bad.
Oh,
You know, I mean, I have my own opinions, but, you know, I think she has a good heart and she got wrapped up into something that became bigger than her and it's hard to get out of.
Well, listen, here, I can't blame her because, I mean, Krispy is kind of stupid, and she did always kind of piss me off. But if you just say you're sick, and then two channels assume that you're going through all these tests and radiation or whatever, and go out and get these donuts for you and give it to you, and you're like, oh, okay, thanks. That I don't really think that's on her. I think it's on Flow State and Raging Tomato. And nobody was really mad and wanting their donos back, but had they been, I'd put it on Flow State and Raging Tomato because they didn't do
Flow
transparency.
State and Raging Tomato are upset because they want her to repay the money. And although people don't want their money back, they feel that she should pay the money back.
See, it's on them. And this is why they're garbage. They want the money back to keep it. So if they want her to repay the money, it should go to the donos. Because I think Raging Tomato and Flow State want it back just so they can keep it. And that's twice as garbage to say you collected that for somebody's hospital bills. Oh, but since she's not sick, we'll just keep it. Those motherfuckers are garbage.
Well, you know, when they agreed to initiate the fundraising event, they took on the responsibility, right? So for
So when Flow State says this Russian guy is scamming me about his cab job, I had already verified. Yes, he needed $200 to get his cab job back. And Flow State didn't bother verifying this bitch was going to the hospital and had these bills and things. He's a fucking what's it called? Dunning-Kruger as fuck. He thinks he's so smart. He's a fucking retard. Yep. They want to just market it.
Flow
Yes.
is driven
Yes,
by the
yes.
dollar sign.
But is that wrong when you have a family to take care of and Flo
I don't
views
think it's
this
wrong
as
at
a
all.
job?
Hey. Flo can go out and drywall. Flo can go out and get a fucking job. Flo wants to sit on his ass and hate on people and raise a family. Fuck Flow State.
You
and I, Cynthia.
No, you and I both know.
Solar arrays of any size, because I'm a college grad. He went to college for economics. He don't do economics. He's a stupid meth peddling fucking, and I ain't hating on him for being a meth dealer. I used to go to meth dealers, but he's had his door kicked in multiple times for being a meth dealer. He is a felon. I do believe he failed that sociopath test or psychopath test in jail.
That up.
But I think we're only bringing up the Krispy thing, David, because she's, I guess, visible again, and we were already talking about me and Flow State. I think that's what
we both know hosting a panel is hard work. This takes work. I sit on the panels 2 hours tops, you know. However, people sit on here 10 hours, 12 hours a day after they've already moved around. That is work. So don't dismiss this as work. So again, I'm not mad at him.
Well, you're not mad at him because you're as fake and narc as him.
I haven't been over there. I'm not work
to me. It's not work to me because I come out here and do my thing, and if people want to co-create, yada yada yada, or butt heads, that's fine. And there's no monetary thing to it. And if money happens, hey, great, thanks. That motherfucker's out here pushing for it. Like, oh, this much money for this much money for this. Oh, you want to kick him this much money? Oh, you want to kick me this much? This money. And yeah, it is on the people that are agreeing to do it. All I said was leave me the fuck out of it. And what I got was invasive, intrusive, business spreading, fuck your dog shit. And It's his reconstructive surgery to have if I ever see him. It's up to God if we see each other or not.
Did you go out to Vegas to see him?
No, I forgot. I had heard about the Mel B thing. I was not thinking about it because I went to Vegas to escape the person I had been staying with that turned out to be like actual certain level tweaker. Like, I didn't fear for my life or anything, but he was making the existence very strenuous and challenging. And I was like, I got to get out of here. I just got to go somewhere. At first I was like, I'll just go back to Denver, but I was like, no, I'm already out here in California. Let's hit Vegas or something. So I just went to Vegas.
Okay.
Again, but then when Flo found out I was there, he acted like he was there. I said, hey, we're gonna meet up. I said, don't joke about that. Because when I thought he was there, because I used to tell him, Flow State, I'm not seeking you out. We both know there's a very small percentage, and if we would ever cross paths, that's obviously God's will. And when he made me believe for a night that he was in Vegas, I was like, God, are you testing me? Because I promised him I'd do this. I promised Camacho I'd do this, and I will do that time. I was like, I'll leave it to you, God. And then the next time, oh, no, I'm not there because I'm broke. Same with Sherelle. I said, Sherelle, hey, let's come put this second bed in my hotel room to work. Let's see if he would have worked out to get ringed up. And neither of them were out there.
Whoa. Earlier you said it's fair game when people make content out of us. Why is it not fair game for him to make content?
I've sat here and explained it to me, you ignorant slut. Because he's reaching in, he's coming for interaction to only go, hey, look at these chumps. Look at these chumps over here. I told him, maybe you're fair game. Maybe Margot's fair game.
We are
I told
fair
him months
game.
ago. I told him months ago to kindly fuck off. And he keeps trying to nice guy back in, like his boyfriend, Mr. Enslaved.
I have a comment.
No more.
Go ahead.
I'm done with him. But go ahead.
The difference I see between Tommy and Flo is Tommy's made this his life and it's personal, right? With Flo, this is not.
It's like I'm sharing my life. Yeah.
This is business.
Yeah. Sharing his life.
And is Flo wrong in what he's doing? Not in my opinion. He's working it. Whenever I've asked him something point blank, he's like, yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, that's what I want. They're
also see
they're kind of oil and water. Does that make sense?
It does,
I saw him and Lindsay have differences for one of the first times back when she was kind of like newer and his right hand chick. She called him on something and he literally said, you're right, but I'm going to make you work more for it. Like, I'm not going to succeed to you being right. I'm going to make you explain more and I'm going to push back more. And it's obvious. Like, he's just out. That's why he's getting in with Andrew Wilson. Because the debate game isn't about being right and true as much as strategically winning a debate. And that's what Flo is more than true stuff. He's just a gimmick or a play. And I don't respect it. I know it happens, but when I tell the dude, kindly fuck off with that shit, that ain't my game, I expected him to do that.
What did that comment say?
It's like even in the rap game. In the rap game, the rappers acknowledged there's fictional rappers and then there's real street niggers talking about what their life is. And there was a clash where these fictional rappers were getting killed or in skirmishes with actual street rappers. And people were starting to say, we need to label this stuff, whether it's fiction or street, so these motherfuckers ain't getting confused. And maybe that's kind of reflecting an aspect of what's wrong with me and Flo, me and Paul. And as far as Jack, that dude's just crazy.
You read that comment there, Tommy?
He's honest about the money, but I don't respect, like, even with Speakeasy, I was like, for the verbal combat, I was like, $10 for this? Like, I forget what the things were, but it was so petty that you'd pay like $10, $20, $30 for these petty momentary effects. And with Flo, I don't like it because it all revolved around silencing and disrupting what could sometimes be great conversations and debates. But because we don't like him, let's just pay and shut him up. But I agree. I don't have to go on it. I don't have to go on his show.
That was the issue I had with it as well. There were people that just silenced good conversations, but there are those panels aren't for conversations. And when do the business and the money makers, or ever how we wanted to define the two separate groups, are they even meant to intertwine? And if they do,
Well,
Someone
another thing I don't respect.
no rules apply.
Another thing I don't respect about Flow State is he's been quite the mod god in the past, and now if me, Jack, or anybody remotely backstages him for a second to shut him up, he storms off in his fields and fires one up to angrily make a counter stream. Like, I used to put him in the backstage because he wouldn't shut up, and he's already working on a thumbnail and getting ready to go live while he's sitting in my backstage. And he's just such a petty fucking bitch that it's people like him that's why we can't have a nice panelverse. Paul and Slave, Flow State, all these petty fucking...
I think you and Flo have outgrown each other, and I appreciate you answering my questions regarding it. You've given it clarity. I appreciate that.
A lot of always more aware of these motherfuckers. Like the way old Joe was like, sometimes I ask a question I already know the answer to. I'm well aware of a lot of these motherfuckers even as we interact, because I've lived life. I've been middle management, hiring, firing. I've read people. I've been street life. So even when I'm not trying, I'm like picking up subconscious reads on people.
Tommy, are you a reader? Do you read books?
Not lately. I used to.
Are you familiar
now I like to just let people tell me information. Like in college, when you find out what learning style you are, I'd rather like just hear someone telling me the stuff than read it.
Are you familiar with Proust at all? Chanel Proust?
What's his face?
Oh,
I might have heard you talk about him.
1700. No, I just became familiar with him watching a movie, or he was in a book. He was in a book I was reading. I'm going to read. It's a series of 7 books. It takes you about a year to read, and I guess it can be life changing. So I'll get back to you after I start. Chanel Proust is the author.
And what's the series of books?
1 second.
Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already done it. By now, you can tell that this is a panel where you can have conversations. The link is pinned at the top of the chat if you would like to come in. We're just discussing the panelverse, the different types of characters on here, and apparently what type of style each one of our creators are. Are you
A Search of Lost Time is the first series in this book. To English, it went from a 7-series book to a 6-series book.
Is it fiction or what is it?
I think it's kind of his philosophies on life.
Oh, okay.
Margot, you mentioned earlier about Flo and Tommy outgrowing each other. I've also noticed that just seems to be a lot of that going on. People outgrowing each other on the panelverse. Is that something that is just naturally progressive happens, and there's nothing wrong in it?
Yes, I think that happens in friendships, in friendship groups, in relationships. You know, we all know that reason, season, and lifetime.
And I also think that a lot of people come into the panelverse with different start outs. Like some people come in and they're just looking through a portal and they don't think of us as real people. Some people come in thinking they're going to be YouTube famous. Some people just want a MySpace 3.0. Some people just want a Zoom call. And then you just, without telling each other what you are, we all just like clash in the middle, you know?
Well, and I think, you know, as far as Jack with Alcoholics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous says right in our preamble, we don't associate or have opinions about outside issues, right? We don't talk politics. We literally talk about the desire to stop drinking. And when Jack came in with his ideas, that ended those relationships, which is really sad because I think Jack could have benefited more with AA. But you know, now when Chuck and I bring it up, it's an issue. So anyway, that was just a little side.
You tried to bring mindfulness awareness into Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yes.
Mindfulness awareness cult. He's a fucking cult member. Everybody calls Jack a wannabe cult leader, but if you think about it, Jack is the essence of what cult members are.
He sure listens
Like,
to Denison.
And that's the thing. He claims, oh, path of Jesus, walk of Jesus, and then I'm gonna cite all these daddies that help me. I'm like, Jack, I'm sitting here wrecking this Panelverse, having my life, doing the thing, looking strong and confident, and it's just that KJV. I don't need anything past that KJV. And whenever today they were trying to say, oh, Christians are slaves, and I'm like, no, we're free. We're free from all this. And I don't know why people keep thinking that we're equally enslaved to it. Like,
we make
Jesus
choices every single fucking day. Slaves don't have any choices.
And really the classic definition of slave means to do the will of another. So technically, yes, Christians are slaves to Jesus. We're slaves to Jesus, and that frees us from all other slavery.
A lot of people judge each other's faith on here. I'm always accused of being considered a fake Christian. How can Christians really stand in that? And like you were saying earlier, we were saying earlier that, you know, Jesus was treated bad in his ways. Is it to be expected that we have that same type of walk?
Well, I think we can't care what people think about us. We just have to.
I challenge people whenever people accuse of fake Christians, because I've been called it and I've watched other people you called it. I always challenge those people, please come up and tell me what a Christian is. And then they don't, because Christians aren't perfect. None of us are. If you were, you'd be Jesus, and you won't be. But it's like Christian is a thing that you don't get to play that card just because you're mad that we are disagreeable or because we don't comply with your thing, you know? Because they're like Jack, they're under this this deception that Jesus was some hippie compliant dude. Like, will not stand, man. Like, no, Jesus, he was like a passive, you couldn't pick him out of a crowd type guy, but he wasn't a hippie. He wasn't. I mean,
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you're absolutely right, Stephen David. They did not care. Often think about that.
There was four
in the fire. People say the other was Jesus. I think about them often, and I think about sometimes we stand in fires, and maybe our fire isn't like the fire of fire, but what fires am I standing in? And that's something that really irritates me when people say that to me, but I have become stronger at letting it just roll off my back, because that is something that I take so much pride in. And although I'm not perfect at it, I do work hard at it.
Is what's crazy is that furnace was so blazing fiery that when they open it to throw them in, it killed two of the guards.
Definitely.
I have friends that I have a friend who's a very strong Christian, and he played for the NFL, and he and his wife really struggled when he left college and went pro, because people started to badmouth him and question his Christianity, and all he and his wife had planned on were being these great Christians and giving back, and they really struggled with that when they hit a level of famousness. And they came to realize they just could not care what people thought. Their job was to do good.
And they forgot that Jesus also warned in the Bible it would be like this.
Yes.
Because that's one way this Panelverse got to me. I'm used to being made fun of for being a Christian, for believing in a magic man in the sky and a resurrecting guy from a cross. This Panelverse is the first time people ever went, oh, you're a Christian, Tom? We're not buying it. We're not buying it. I'm like, what? I mean, you can make fun of me for believing it, but you're telling me I'm not that? Like, what? Caught me out of left field.
You're absolutely
it is funny that people will call people fake Christians on a panel, right? We don't live each other. We don't know each other in real life. I mean, the few of us that do, but to throw that out there, you're a fake Christian, it's comical.
Well, they based
someone in the chat of Jack's today was like, oh, is that a Christian busting off and around irresponsibly in the city? I'm like, well, technically, the fact that I shot it into the river knowingly, no one was harmed or damaged. Yeah, I don't think that compromises my Christianity anyway.
Oh, are you in Cherry Creek tonight? Did you make it to Cherry Creek?
No, I do want to camp there for part of Roofless. Forget what this one's called. Me and Camacho came here a lot because he can like swim and chew on wood.
Beautiful.
And this one has like these fish, or not these fish, the birds that'll like go underwater and then they'll come up like with a fish in their mouth and eat it. Forget what they're
Cool.
called. But there
Nice.
had been there was three baby ducklings here the other day, like sticking together and just looping around eating stuff out of the water.
Wait a second. You broke the first rule of talking about ducklings. You never count them.
Well, there was three because there was no ducks around. There's no adult ducks. And I'm like, what are these just three baby ducks going around this? And I don't see them today. And occasionally there are like mallards and older ducks here. I don't know what happened to them. Like, I don't know how they got abandoned.
That's why
or
you
lost.
don't count them, because then you have to wonder why there's less the next day.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, they're gone. Maybe
Now-
the parents came back and found them. Because I've got a lot of goose footage here too. Maybe they just tied in with some geese. I
So
don't know.
the last time I was in Denver, we went to a mall. I forget which one, but we went by this country club, and get this, the
Cherry Creek?
membership. What?
Might have
I'm
been
sorry.
Cherry Creek.
It wasn't sure. I think it was the Denver Athletic or Denver Country
Oh,
Club. The membership to just the application membership was $250,000.
Dang. What?
Yeah, they out.
I mean, $250,000 just to join a freaking country club, and the parking lot was full. I'm like, oh man.
I did a system in a swanky condo place downtown called the Sugar Cubes. Condos were like, I think they started at $6,000 a month. Even if I won Powerball, just on principle, I would not get one of those condos and pay $6,000 a month. Just on principle. I'm like, why? I mean, they were nice. There was underground parking and stuff, but there was nothing about it that I'm like $6,000 a month. Like it could be petty change, but just on principle, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't get it.
Crazy. All right, my loves, I'm
Yeah,
gonna head out.
Yeah,
Tommy,
thank you, Margot. I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for
Thank
answering
you
my
for
question.
being on the
Cynthia, I love
conversation.
you. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good combo. And I feel like we got a lot out. I definitely
thought
think
we would just get dish on Jag, right? Just dish on
No,
Jag.
I don't know. I mean, I don't personally watch Jack, so I don't know who's over there, who's not. I just know that guy, some guy that looks like Vanilla Ice, Chris doesn't
Frank
like.
Monday.
Huh?
Frank Monday. Just are you saying that just because he has the pointy sideburn?
No, he wears the cap like Vanilla Ice. He wears those colors and everything. Somebody says he came from Paws, but I don't watch Jax at all, really, to be honest with you.
I'm done.
There's
like no gray area.
Well, now that you're done, that you're done, what is your next move? What do you plan to do? You mentioned, wanting to meet new people. Are you going to produce different content?
I'm open to any classic members coming to me, like you asking about the Trek Big Lack thing. I'm open to that shit. But really, like, Ruthless is kind of helping me like snap back out of it. Like I've been in this panelverse since lockdowns. Lockdowns is when a lot of us found Paul, and then eventually the Civil War, and then you had all these channels, and it's just replaced a lot of my social interaction. And like Ruthless is more relaxing than when I was actually homeless in 2016. Like back then I had an RV or a car. Now I don't even have that, but it's still more relaxing because I chose to come out here than everything slowly fell apart one by one until you realize, oh my God, I think I'm about to be homeless. Like, yeah, I'm teaching myself to slow down. I'm teaching myself I'm not late for anything.
For sure.
And I'm snapping my mind out of that concept of like, this is where my kitchen is, my bathroom, my bedroom. Because people lived in America before it was like this, And I'm just trying to get that that
I have
that whole perspective.
I have a friend that is homeless. He's been homeless a year now. Is actually coming up, and I spend time with him probably every other week. We go eat together. I helped him get his IDs and stuff like that. I plan to do an interview with him, not on camera, but just talk to him about what it's like out there.
Oh, what's his name? The green apple guy.
Who's the green apple guy?
You know, it goes over to Jack's, like a picture of a green apple with sunglasses. Can't remember his fucking name. But he suggested that Jack go on Soft White Underbelly. And Jack sounded open to it until he told him, like, yeah, you have to send in the interview or the request video. And Jack was just appalled that he had to lift a finger to try and get on Soft White Underbelly. But then in hindsight, I was like, is that kind of like a backhanded thing to suggest? Like, have you ever seen anybody like impressive or like, usually Soft White Underbelly is like a tragedy or a fall down story, as far as I know.
So I definitely don't think that there's anything about being homeless. I think there's a lot of miscommunication, and people think that they're homeless because you know.
I'm saying to suggest Jack go on Soft White Underbelly. That's like kind of saying, Jack, you're like these tragic stories of prostitutes and hitmen and bangers and whatever, you know, the addicts and stuff. Now it's Jack Talcott on Soft White Underbelly.
Special K said, I just want to, let me pull this up. Did you just get here? Not you, Steven. I just want to say that I'd really be interested with exactly what files are collected and relevant from Tarek. Yes, like I said, he had at one time showed just a piece of paper. He said that he has at least 25 to 26 pieces of paper, court records that he can show where Big Lack was actually involved in this. And like I said, he showed this piece of paper and it said Big.
I mean, don't quote me because I wasn't one of these Chicago crackers. But back when Brian O'Shea and Kay did their thing on Paul's panel, I feel like if Big Lack's remotely involved, that Special K would already. Yeah, I remember. I know Brian took the stand on that. I remember Big Lack was around. Like I feel like Special K would already know if Big Lack was remotely involved in that shit.
You brought up a good point. I never thought about that. It just doesn't make sense to me why Tarek is out here bringing this up, using that as content. Like the dude is lying about it, and like I say, he's putting out, you're a snitch. I got records.
No, you don't want to say he's lying. Listen, it's Tarek. The same way I would say the same. Well, you always say that you're lying, so maybe I'd take an assumption lie on you. But I always tell Tarek he's always off and he's slow and he's stupid. That's why I'm not sure he's lying. He might just be wrong. He might just be off the mark. It's not a lie. He might think he's right.
It is a lie if you make up the name, and that's what he's trying to backtrack and say.
You said there's like a big somebody or a little kooky big. So he might just be too excited to read it straight. English isn't his first language.
That's not an excuse. He is deliberately putting that lie out, and he's deliberately going on platforms accusing this man of being a snatch.
He himself, we don't know that he knows it's a lie yet. He might think he's right.
He's trying to say, if I'm wrong, I will apologize. So I want.
That's okay. Case in point. He thinks he's right. So if he finds out he's wrong, he'll say, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
Well, we need to see the paperwork. We need to see the paperwork.
Well, can Rachel go over to OTW and get him? Can anybody go over to OTW and get Tarek? Is OTW not responding?
He's gone. He never showed up. He's a coward. He's a little coward. I'm not going to go up there because she's going to God me. He's going to turn it into a story. And this is why I keep saying he's somebody that's dead inside. He's going to just turn it into content. He's not really trying to have this. He has absolutely no problem telling a lie. And he has no problem coming up here as a man saying another man is a snitch. And I have court records to show it. And then walk away like it's nothing. We're all sitting here saying, "Oh, don't let it bother you what people say."
Cynthia, do you know the night that you remember the night that you came over to my panel and like Waste Oracle was in the backstage, then he ran without ever coming up and all the thing. And like you came over and prostrated yourself, realized you were mentally inferior, getting wrecked and stuff.
What?
You do know I watch what you went back to Flow State and said. I watch what Waste Oracle went back and said. Stop all this direct projection, man. That in my world, that's most of you. In my world, that's Flow State,
I
Bowen Slave.
get
You.
that.
In
Just
my
like
world,
you're irritated.
you're just talking that shit without receipts.
Just like you're irritated with Flow State, I'm irritated with him. Because just like you asked Flow State to leave you out of it, I've asked the same out of him. So
You
there's
guys are irritated with each other because you're all in that garbage fight. I'm irritated with you because I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better. I am better.
whatever, Tommy, whatever gets you through the night tonight. I'm just irritated.
Here's the thing.
I have the right to be irritated.
Listen, while I've learned and grown like anybody else that's stayed involved in this, I've always been in here shooting straight. And the thing that so many people have to deal with and never give up and never concede to me is a lot of this shit that's still rotating about me is simply just because Paul is a lot of these motherfuckers' daddies. Even after they want to forget about him.
So-and-so's your daddy.
And some people that don't even know who Paul Enslaved is are still claiming the Paul Enslaved narrative on me because that dude made that big of a narcissistic smear campaign wave out here. And you guys don't even get. I am the Rickest Rick of Rick Sanchez out here among you. Real talk.
Okay. All right. Well, great.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But this is my little battle, and that's one. Just like you have your battle.
I know, Cynthia.
Just like you have your battle with Flow State, this is my battle. You're not going to talk about my homie in Dallas. We're Dallas strong. That's bullshit what he has got going on. Bars, bitch.
Have you ever heard OTW try and say so play a TV snake? Supplier. That's how he reads it. Supplier. Because of all the O's and play a TV.
So player. Yeah. No, so that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of content creators. And you were just saying earlier in your last chat about, we just want new people, new blood to come around. How can we invite people to come around if we don't go out there and we don't mingle? I'm trying to bring people over here. Big Black has his own channel. He does his own streams.
Yeah.
So
Black second. Yeah.
This is an opportunity to cross that.
Don't you have black fatigue, Cynthia? I have spick fatigue. I have chinks fatigue.
What's black fatigue? What is that?
White people are getting tired of having to be invested in black people's shit, and now black people also are claiming black fatigue. Like I'm sick of black people's bullshit too. Like just some fucking ghetto bitch that's trashing her detail because she's mad she can't return a thing or something.
Do what?
Yeah, I can't believe you're on YouTube and you don't know what black fatigue is.
But first of all, I don't look at people as colors. I'm just looking at people to have new conversations with.
Oh, then you're fine. Then you're blind. Because if you got your purse snatched, you'd get
YouTube. We are talking YouTube. We're not talking real life. And I have learned over these years, these last few years, couple of years, that being on these real life rules don't apply on YouTube. They don't apply.
Except for when they do. You stupid bitch.
When do they apply?
It's my fault that I haven't made the Panelverse documentary yet. What is the first rule I gave Nigger PC? I said, number one, if it's stand up in real life, make it stand up on Panelverse, and then from there, relate what applies from real life to here, what's the same rules as opposed to what doesn't apply. Like I was telling Jaden or Jalen, your black friend, you know what doesn't apply? You being able to punch a cracker for saying nigger. And now you got to work it out. Now you got to work it out that any cracker can come out here on this panel and say nigger. You can't hit him, can you? You can't shoot him, can you? And it's like, that's what I was trying to tell black people is like, oh yeah, I know that's your card. And you don't like to hear it except for it's every other word you say. But now in this Ready Player One, it's like, have you been to 4chan, bro? Like, nigger. Times X 1000.
YouTube talk and the fact a family member did 23 years ago in real life is very real on YouTube.
She's talking about
She's talking about the Brian thing, like this was real. And he does bring up real stuff.
It was. Like I said, Brian has tried to come up with his daddy and ruin my panel, and I'll just single Brian out and go, Brian, what's this shit about you taking the stand against this thing in this court case? And he immediately finds the reason. Oh, I got it. His little smiley daddy.
Tommy, I have to go to the bathroom. Can you hold it down for a second?
Yeah, gross. Go. Fuck. Can I hold it down? It's more like it's the panelverse that can't hold me down. Lumatommy's got to fly free like a bird, man. You can't cage him. Whoever the chick is you're saying that to, she's still like crying. She's like 3 months pregnant. It's like 4 months pregnant. I've skipped town, whatever. I'm going to Bonnaroo, bro. Lumatommy's free, man. You can't tie him down. She's like stuck government funds, food stamps. No, I don't have any kids that I know of. Only one time was questionable. When I first came out here, I took a girl's virginity and dated her for a while. That was a funny setup. Like, her and her friend tried to like come at me on MySpace, like, hey, have a threesome with me and my friend. But this was their play. Like, the one was a virgin and liked me, so their play to like get in with me or break the ice, like, let's approach him about a threesome until he finds out like you're a virgin, you like him. But anyway, yeah, like her very next boyfriend immediately knocked her up. So I went and found her, like, that's not my kid, is it? Because I want to know if that's my kid.
I'm
like,
back.
That's my daughter. Yeah, like the fact that I never knocked her up when we were dating and her very next boyfriend immediately knocked her up. I went and found her. I was like, is that my kid? Do I have to come like see it or Maury? I just want to know if that's my kid, because like there's no reason not to tell me that's my kid or whatever. So yeah, anyway, I don't think it was.
Well, what? Okay.
I just took her word for it. Like, I didn't Maury test her, but she assured me it wasn't, and she wasn't like some hoe. So, and I think I'd seen it or something at something like my lineage has a way our babies look. Like all my brothers, whenever they have babies, like, yeah, you can tell that's from our bloodline. No matter what they grow up into, there's like this baby for them that's like, yeah, that's one of ours. We don't need to Maury that. That's one of ours.
Swab it on Montel Maury, who's the daddy?
Before I go on Maury, I got to get my backflip down, work on like catching a whip.
Tommy might have a kid. No.
It's not only both that I would take her word for it, but like she wouldn't have hid. Like, there's no reason to hide if it's my kid. She would have been like, yeah, it's your kid. But I've never knocked a chick up, so that's another reason to believe it's not mine. That's crazy, man. It's one of the.
What's crazy?
Being a big dick bastard and taking a girl's virginity. It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff.
Whoa. Can you imagine?
Like we've been done for an hour or two, and she's still just like occasionally like convulsing and shit. Oh yeah.
I tell the story many times about your dance that I witnessed and I observed the the Wayne dance.
I went back and found it. I was gonna cut it in one of the times you were talking about it. It just.
Why haven't you? You have so much.
Yeah, I've had a lot of ideas I don't get around to.
Do you think Tarek's going to show up? Is he a coward?
I don't think he will, but I don't know why he hasn't. I question if he even got the message. Can anybody verify that he's still in a chat room somewhere? Is he maybe live right now? Doing his vertical talkies?
Yeah. He is not live right now. Neither is OT. Oh, OTW is live right now.
Trek's good at going in on snaps and some other things.
And snaps are still fighting.
But that's what I'm saying. He does call snaps out, but one thing that I see that's going to be detrimental for him is the way, like, I'll be like, no, DJM's not a channel. Don't try and pump her. She's just using her 20 hours. Very next day, he's like pumping her like she's a channel and shit.
That guy's name is Chris Rasta. That's the one that I say. That's the one that I say the fake, because he's over there at OTWs right now. He's the one that I say is a generic.
I did a video about Jack and Chris Rasta, and all the stuff I used, it got taken down for bullying just because I cut so many cuts of me bitching out Jack and Chris Rasta. It like got taken down for harassment bullying. Like, no, I just cut it all together and condensed it, and it made it look like harassment bullying.
Yeah, we're talking about. Yeah, he's not here. I went over there. They say something about he's stalking Noel. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, he is supposedly. I hear he's been making passes at her and backstage, which is just like he has this way. Like, I consider him a chaos demon. Like, he's of the devil. Like, he's of the darkness.
You know, retarded people fuck, right?
Do what?
Retarded people fuck.
Yeah. Why would I not know that?
So Cecil and Trek might want to take a go at Noel. Who cares? Just fucking some nigger.
I don't care about that. I'm just saying he's of the darkness. He's of darkness.
I think he still messes up a lot from his zebra roots. He's got the investigative skills of a little bit higher tier than a zebra, but I think his intentions are good. And good intentions are the road to hell, but I think Trek is making the effort to be light side. I don't see him as darkness.
Really?
I see you. I think you're darkness. I get why you think Trek's dark.
Do what now?
I see you as a negative side force, so I get why you'd probably see Trek that way.
What? How am I negative, and how is he negative? What's the difference between our negativeness, if that's a word?
I think Trek
you're gonna
is
sit here and you're gonna say that stuff, and he's gonna clip it up. So now you need to equally say that stuff about him.
No, I think Trek is just naturally or head punchedly slower, but he's open to being shown things. And also English, not his first language, but you are like nefariously HR socialite, like you're some kind of class realm of like Rose 777. Like you guys are this like socialite HR theater chick. I've got a question. I want to know more so I can do more scandalousness with you. Yeah, like I see you guys as catty dark side. Fucking
are you projecting when you call it scandalous? Because what scandals have I brought up?
One time I told this lie, and then like sometimes you're just like garbage on that. What is it doing? And then you're like reading the comments like I'm totally garbage. I am so garbage. Do you want to play your video? You want to play a video?
Yeah, you're talking about the fight from 2 years ago with Wizard. Now we run around and
Wizard's garbage too. Wizard's garbage too.
HR do what now?
Yeah, ghetto HR. You're ghetto HR. Wizard and who'd you say fought? Who and Wizard?
It was Wizard and I. That you're talking about our fight.
You guys are like clashing garbage. Like you're the same level realm class of garbage, but it's like still clan different clashing garbage. Oh, let me grab this. We haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah. Let's watch it. Make sure to hit that like button too.
Why does it say I'm in YouTube? StreamYard changed up where you're like still in YouTube.
Oh, I know you can do kick now, and there was something. Oh, you can do the chat overlays now. I don't know how to do it, but I did see it there today. And I was like, bro, I don't need to learn anything new right now. Cynthia's HR. I love being the HR. I think I'm true to my personality, and I'm true to who I am. And when you talk about that one time I told this lie, that was something that happened and I took ownership from it. I think Tarek deliberately tells lies to play games. And it's interesting to hear that you don't think he's of the darkness when all he does is lie, deceive, and cause division. And then it started making me wonder, well, did he not feel that way? Because that's the same way that Tommy is. I mastered the HR. I'm not mad at that. There needs to be I bring balance. We all bring a certain amount of balance and energy.
No, I disagree that Trek's darkness and as this How come I can't get back to the backseat? And as this video will remind you once again, this video is why I see you as dark side energy. But Trek, I think is doing relatively well on the snafu thing as far as how he's displaying the awareness of what's going on.
Hang on,
Snafu
before we
has
watch your video. Hang on.
But
No.
I think you and Trek also blind yourselves to your dislike of each other. Because up there with Jack today, the same way Trek doesn't like Margot, Trek helped Jack deflect us all off the points we were on about DC and his son by turning the whole thing into Margot's a cunt to Jack. It's like, well, she may look like a cunt, but if she's saying the same thing as me, she's still correct. And that's what I'm trying to tell these people to get past is like, who cares if you like them or not? Are they right? That's why the game show is going to be, how are they wrong? How are they wrong? And I'll show a clip.
Hang on.
That's not my video.
So much.
Yeah, you're gonna see mine.
As I maneuver through the streets of YouTube, I've met
Yeah, I could also go watch gay porn for the same stuff.
some good, some not so much.
You're gonna watch this.
The following
Oh, they
video
were
is
good
my
or not so
experience
good,
with
or
one
they were
I
okay.
consider to be a
Yeah.
chaos demon.
They are garbage. They are. Just like Cynthia. When one time, 6 months ago, she brought my daughter in the picture. She didn't care. I said, "Hey, leave my family out of it. It's between me and you. She want to leave it."
Okay.
And Cynthia,
I do agree. I do agree with the daughter thing because as far as I know,
let's address the
nobody-
facts. How come you never produce what
Hang
you say
on.
you're going to produce? And how come
Oh
you
my
only
God,
pick
this-
on women and don't pick
I
on
can't
men?
do this.
And how come you're a piece of shit like you are?
I can't
No,
do this.
first, I'm
Here-
not a piece of shit. Yesterday, I even
Yes, you are.
spent $10 at Flow State, and I said I apologize, but I
No,
took a
you
cupcake.
said a backhanded compliment. You said a backhanded compliment. Now I know that you don't speak English well, and you probably don't understand what that means. So I'm going to try to help you learn it today.
Really?
And that is that when you say something nice, you don't turn around and say something shitty like you did.
Pretty true.
So when you say something shitty, it totally erases what you said nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. So I addressed that. Let me go to the next point. You said
No.
You said
You finished addressing that. That was a backhanded compliment. That wasn't a compliment.
He
You were
said
up
you're
to a
negative.
shitty ass person, and you know
What
it.
am I watching?
that's not true. Come on, Cynthia. What do you have against me as a grudge? I'm just wondering. You and Red Fool.
We're watching what the fuck I think he is.
This is
I think you're a
garbage.
piece of shit.
Yeah, this
I don't
is
like
you
the way
trying.
you pick
This
on
is
women.
you.
I don't like the way
You
you
want
start
us
fights with
to
everybody, and I
agree
think
to
you're
your
a soul sucker
different
because I think you're dead
You want us
inside.
to agree
What?
that this is relevant or wait?
Yeah, yeah,
That's what you're doing.
absolutely.
You're trying to
No,
put
I am
your
presenting
imagination.
my
This is
case.
a big deal.
If you're gonna sit up here and you're gonna say that he's not that, I'm gonna demonstrate to you why I think
No,
that he
I'm
is
saying you sound like a petty HR cunt, and you don't
No, it's
realize
not.
that
You sound like-
every
you
man
sound
and
like a
every other
petty
female
guy, too, when
is
you're
a
talking
nothing
about your
burger.
dogs. You can't sit up here and say that and make people feel sorry for you when you have dog issues,
I
and
don't
then
make
say when
people feel
people
sorry for
and
me.
then say when
I
people
don't
do
make
theirs.
I don't make people feel
It's
sorry
petty.
for me.
No,
I simply
no.
told a man.
You
I
just
simply
got
told a
to
man.
say,
to
I got
speak
mad at
up
Flow
because of
State
the
because he
department.
wouldn't leave me out of it. So now I'm up here telling you this is the same person I've said not to leave me out of it. And you're like, oh, it's
But
petty.
this is-
Don't dismiss my issues and expect people not to dismiss yours. And if you
No,
want
I mean,
your
I
issues
have.
to be respected and
I
heard,
mean,
you need to hear it out.
This sounds like two people on a fucking bus. I don't get what the. This isn't my
Well,
video.
I'm telling you. So we can finish.
my
We
video.
can
This is
finish,
my
and
one.
I can tell you, and then you can.
And I think you can't help it. You just have no soul.
What is the
You
run
have
time of
no
this video?
morals. And you have no values.
So I have no feelings, no thoughts. I'm able to get on panel, argue, and
got
create
4
this
more
chaos.
minutes.
That does not at all back up your argument. I just explained to you. Does not make sense.
You love to come on panels and create
I need to find
chaos
some
because
backup.
it gives
Does
you a
anybody
feeling
have
inside
backup?
because you lack your feelings on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I admit sometimes it doesn't make me laugh. So what's wrong with it?
Bro,
See,
he just admitted
that's
it
all
makes
that you
him
have
laugh.
to make you laugh. This brings you happiness. That you need to take a real good look at yourself. If coming up on panels and picking on women and starting fights brings you happiness and makes you laugh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What the
Yes,
fuck?
no, because like you said, I don't have no self-control. But if I'm creating chaos, wouldn't it be that I'm actually absorbing it and doing it on purpose? That means I have self-control. I'm just making it happen in the same time I want to do it.
You like enjoying
chaos,
creating
Cynthia.
chaos.
You've been
That's
chaos.
what you.
How am I
Demons
chaos?
do that. I appreciate you admitting
Watch my
that.
video next.
Creating chaos. If somebody does create chaos, not me. I'm not saying
You
I
do
am doing it.
create
You remember
chaos.
that cover radio song they
Don't
can't
you
play?
know you
'Cause
just
it's
said
that
you leave
awkward.
comments and chats and they never come up. You do create chaos. And if you can't see that, you don't, because you're dead.
You can't see that, Cynthia, that you're chaos?
Because you're a coward. You're afraid of what you might really see. A piece of shit. So what do? You deflect. What do? You deflect and you say fucked up things to everybody else so you can feel good about yourself.
Can you say fucked up things to everybody else?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Say I embrace Satan, because I think
Cynthia,
Satan's not
that
bad to
way,
embrace. You can bounce.
that I'm lost